This is Ace.
And we just taught a partner poi class, and now we're going to tell you about it.
The most important thing to remember initially about partner poi is you have to communicate with your partner. You need to make sure that they know what you're about to do because they're not psychic. So we like to use a system where we say, not this one, but next one, to signify the next time we come around in this move, we're going to make the transition that we agreed upon beforehand.
Whether it be a turn or changing directions.
And then we make sure that we're on the same page about what direction we're spinning in, if we're turning around each other, what direction we're turning around. So you really have to talk everything out. The only place where you don't have to talk everything out is when you hit each other, which is inevitable. But if you spend the whole time apologizing for hitting each other, you never get anything done and you just feel guilty. So don't.
We like to use onomatopoeia instead, just
whack,
crazy words.
Zing! Pow!
Because then you can acknowledge that something bad happened without apologizing profusely and endlessly.
And if your partner's on the verge of concussion, they will tell you.
And do. Then you're allowed to stop then, take a little break if concussive things are happening.
So, the partner poi has its own set of timing, direction, just like personal spinning dice. So you've got personal same time or opposites, split time, forward and reverse. You have a completely different set of all of those things with your partner. So you can be spinning personal same time opposites, but you're spinning potentially split time together with your partner. And that means that there's a tremendous amount of variety of the things that you can do. But it's good to be aware of that you have all of these options and kind of keep track of what exactly it is that you're doing.
And we like to demonstrate how you can vary all those things through tunneling, which is the first thing that we're going to cover. Yeah, there's that onomatopoeia. Okay, so we're going to just demonstrate some basic tunneling with flowers. And tunneling was where you have one person in front of the other. You can either be back to front or side to side, but basically just so that from the audience's perspective, they've got four crazy arms doing weird Hindu deity-like things. So let's start with the split time, partner split time, together. Yeah, so you're going to start on top?
Yeah.
Okay, and we're spinning counterclockwise?
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
No,
So
spinning clockwise.
Spinning clockwise, now we are. Okay, so in this example, we're doing partner split time, personal same time. So when you're doing personal same time, you're doing both beats happen at the bottom at the same time. If you're doing did I say that right? I don't know. If you're doing
spin flowers.
Yeah. If you're doing personal split time, one is up while the other's down. So likewise, if you're doing partner split time, one person is up while the other person is down. And so let's switch to the flowers. Ready, set, go. And to change timing, you can have one person stay. Oh, that's not gonna work. Hold on, you'd be the person to stay because you're back. Let's do that again.
Did work?
Did it work? It worked until I stopped it. Sorry, communication. You can have one person stay in one spot, so you do that. So you start on the top. Yeah, ready, set, go. You have one person stay in one place till the other person catches up to them. And that's a way to change timing. You can also change direction in this, create different patterns. You can really play around with it. You can do it with anti-spin, again playing with personal and partner timing and direction, mess around. So that's what we covered first. Another tunneling thing that we covered is trading stalls or chase stalls, everybody's favorite trick. So that's going to look something like this. I'll start with my right hand, you start with your left.
Okay.
Ready, set, go. So while I'm stalling up with my right hand, he's stalling up with his left hand. And do a little G-pop in there. Get fancy with it. Sorry. It should have. So that's another example of tunneling. And the last tunneling thing that we covered was a side-by-side one. So, yep. And this one is, each person is doing a personal 2-petal in-spin flower. And you pick one person to do the top and bottom petals, and the other person does the front and back petals. So I'll do the front and back.
Okay.
So, ready, set, go. Push that. Okay. Awesome. And you can play around with any flowers you want there. So yeah, I guess that's tunneling in a nutshell. Woo, let's move on.
The next thing is shared space. And shared space is when you are actually spinning inside your partner's personal space. You're getting all up in their biznatch. And the first thing that we showed with that was pendulums, which is a pretty simple way to start.
Another way to think about it is your poi are going right where your partner's poi just used to be. We're not actually like wrapped around each other. And then we showed turning with this. So let's turn counterclockwise, not this one. And you can also do this with extensions as well. So you go reverse before, ready,
Yeah.
set, go. And you can turn with that too. Sorry, I didn't communicate that. Hey, you can turn with all this stuff.
But all of the same, like, that was all partner same time. We could do it in partner split time. Sometimes not everything is possible because of your arms and shoulders are there. So if the move would require you to hit your partner, maybe don't.
It's up to you. We're not going to dictate that. And you can also do those things back to back too if you want. Like back to back pendulums. Really communicate there. Since neither of you can see each other. And oh yeah, and spin flowers. We didn't actually do that, but whatever, we'll do it now. And here's just another example of a shared space thing. Ready, set, go. So personal opposite in spin flowers. I can turn with this too. You want to turn with it?
Sure.
So let's turn with yours.
Counterclockwise.
No, okay. Okay, cool. And then we moved on to the fun stuff, which is the interlocking stuff. Actually, I think the tunneling is the funnest stuff, but frankly. And we started out with the beach ball turn.
Which is, if you, I hear it called the beach ball turn because it's, if you're doing it by yourself, and anything that you're going to do with a partner, you need to be able to do by yourself. If you're doing it by yourself, the way I've heard this taught is it's like you have an imaginary beach ball, and you're moving it over here. And then you're moving it over here. This is also a partner turn. Both people need to be spinning in the same direction, not subjectively. So I go forward, she goes reverse, or the other way. So all 4 poi are all rotating in the same direction. The person going forwards is coming down on top. The person going reverse is coming up from below. And we make sure that we know what direction we are turning around each other. So counterclockwise? Sure. And then we'll go 3, 2, 1.
Do it again.
Yep.
So now I'm on top. Everybody gets to be on top at some point.
Tee-hee.
Yay. Okay, ready? So that counterclockwise again. Ready?
Yeah.
Set.
Your partner doesn't actually need to be doing anything for you to do this, which means you can practice around trees, poles, innocent bystanders, anything that's holding still. So as long as you get your arms around them.
Oh, hi. Yeah. And I think that's really all.
Yeah. Now, these turns lead very nicely into a partner version of Chasing the Sun. And Chasing the Sun is this. The difference between partner Chasing the Sun and personal Chasing the Sun, when you're doing it by yourself, you're spinning 2 of the 3 beats behind your body. With a partner, you're spinning 2 of the 3 beats behind their body. It looks like this.
Clockwise?
Sure.
So I'm going on top, behind me, behind him, top, behind me.
Now what that is we did the turn that we just talked about, and halfway through the turn, we stopped. If you can turn both ways, then you're actually doing this move. So if I'm on the bottom, and I get into the turn, and I come around here, and then I go back the way I came, that's all that move is without the footwork. So we plant our feet and just keep turning. It's like I'm turning like this.
We didn't really get to the other stuff, but we can cover it quickly.
And for an added bonus, the things that we didn't have time to talk about in class.
Yeah.
A lot of partner moves are based on the idea of you're 2 halves of the same person. So, for example, we could spin a weave here with I'm the left hand and she's the right hand.
I'm going to go on the bottom, ready?
I'm on top.
So, I mean, a good way to figure out what's going on here is to just do the weave by yourself. And if I'm the right hand, just examine what's happening. So
Over, under, back, for my case.
Yeah. Or you can do a partner butterfly. I'll be on top. Go. And it should be easier, right? Because you're only doing half of it. The logic doesn't necessarily
No,
follow.
it really doesn't.
So yeah, play around with it. Any move, you can probably turn it into a partner move. Should we show 4-beat or?
Yeah. And then there's this. This is a 4-beat weave. The 4-beat weave actually you can't do by yourself.
Yeah. Exception to the rule. There are always exceptions.
Because the 4-beat weave is a weave between us. The 4-beat weave is actually really, really useful because it's what allows you to start folding around each other within your patterns.
Should we just show how to start it?
Start the 4-beat?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we have to be going the same direction, and I'm gonna come over and down and pull her through.
And I'm going to, let's do it again. I'm going to do 1 beat in the front after he's pulled me. So I do a beat and then
I do a beat behind her.
Yeah. And so we're each doing 2 beats in the front and 2 beats in the back, hence 4-beat. And he pulls me through to the back and I pull him through the front.
One person has to hyperextend their elbow to make this work. In this case, it's me. So,
it's always him. I always make him do it.
So, in order to, because the way we're bending our arms around each other, I have to bring my arm back and kind of spin back here, and she hooks her elbow around my arm.
Should we just show an example of the folding?
Yeah.
So, real quick, just to show you how you can fold and with this. So now we're in a 3-beat weave. And we're not going to tell you how to do that, that's just magic. You have to come to our next class, next Wildfire. And that's all.